supplied would be endless. Now it at times become or then loses interest. So therefore, that human intellect to use the technology, the human intellect to be able to refine the research continuously should not be lost. And certainly, in research and things relating to finding certain solutions to problems, one need not rely upon AI to an extent more than one should allow it to I would say, forget that, and one should always how should I put it? One should always avoid over-dependence on technology. With these words, I would thank everyone for bearing. Thank you very much.
I'm very thankful to Mr. Amit for your wise words, your experience, and your thoughts about thoughts as a practicing advocate of High Court is very insightful for the students, and it will help them in their career. And as Bill Gates has once said, the intersection of law, technology, and politics is going to force a lot of good thinking. I believe Mr. Amit's ideas will spark a thought in your mind and will spark an innovation in your mind to work into it. Mr. Aditya, I would next request Professor Dr. Priti Saxena, ma'am, Professor of Law and Director, Center of Postgraduate Legal Studies, to come forward. Recently, she attended a conference at
Thank you, Abhimanyu. Am I visible to all of you? Though I am 5'3.5", still. It is supposed to be a good height for a woman, particularly in Uttarakhand. You have just heard Mr. Aditya, step-by-step functioning as how an advocate can work on the basis of technology by using technology. So how you have to start with filing, drafting, collecting material, preparing your thoughts and arguments. So every step he has very wonderfully discussed and told you. And I suppose that all of you, as student of law, must have gone through and heard very keenly all what he has just discussed in front of you. Just I would like to add few more things about that. This is the one aspect as an advocate you start with. But besides that, what other things you must know as a student of law, you must know as an advocate or the officers of the court, is different schemes of the Government of India which are coming under the e-court project of 2007. Because you have to discuss the things with your clients, you have to discuss the things in the court, you have also to discuss the things with your colleagues. So these are different aspects which are there as a part of the e-courts project of the Government of India 2007. In that e-court project that was started in 2007, but initially nothing was done in that. It was in 2011 that the first period when the government started functioning over that, because when we talk about the e-courts, simply it includes many things. Right from filing of the case, then arguments, then video conferencing, virtual hearing, then summoning, and everything which is the part of the case, that is the part of this e-court project. So it needs many things, particularly infrastructure, the training, the gadgets, and as told that we are having the 5G. So how many of us are knowing that this is a speed which we are having? Because in many of the rural area, we find that internet is available, but there is no speed. There is various obstacles to go through that internet. And in that way, we find that the speed or the infrastructure is very important if we talk of the technology. Without that speed, without that infrastructure here, I am not saying that there should be a building or something like that. You are having technologically fit for that infrastructure, which includes your laptop, mobile, and everything connected with the internet. That is the infrastructure for e-court. So if there is an infrastructure which is proper, if the speed is proper, then you can proceed further, because all these things are available. You can research. You have the India Code, you have the Supreme Court of India website where you can find the judgment. The Supreme Court has delivered the judgment today morning, and you will have the upload of that judgment on that website. And it is not only in the language, but you are finding these things in the tactile, whether it's in the visual way or it is in the, for the persons who are disabled also. So in different languages even. You know that the Constitution of India under 8th schedule provides for the 22 languages. And in this tactile, you see different languages are also being the part of this e-court project. So many things are being done for that purpose, starting from the e-filing and all that. On the other hand, you have to act as an advocate for your clients. So what are those things which are available for your clients in this e-court project? That also you have to tell to your clients. So there are Nyaya Bandhu, Nyaya Project, Pro Bono, legal literacy, many things are there, mobile apps are there. And for those who are not able or who are not having the sufficient financial resources to get the good lawyer, then for that again, Constitution 39A provides for free legal aid or equitable aid system. So for that also, this e-court projects provides that a panel of lawyers are there who give their services free of cost under this e-court project, so that they may get the benefit of the consultation with those lawyers, with those advocates. So you can also get registered when you are you registered as an advocate. You can also get registered on that portal. You have to register your mobile phone, and on that mobile phone you can have every information relating to the case law with different things, different catchwords even. The date of the judgment, the name of the parties, the section in which the case has been filed. So different points are there on which every information can be made available, and this is the fruits of the technology which everyone can have. But at the same time, as rightly told by Mr. Aditya, that we should not be the slave of the technology. Of course, technology is speed, technology is giving us the efficiency, technology is very effective, but we should not be based on the technology only, because whatever is coming to the technology, that is the command which the human being gives. And on that basis, if you see in AI, algorithms which are being used or commands which are being given by the human being, and we are having the benefit of that AI, the results are bound to be different. If it is a case of Ali, if it is a case of Ellen, you will find the different attitude which are coming from that open AI or some other chatbot or other technological gadgets which we are using. So we should not be the slave of the technology. We have to run with this technology, and we should work on, or we should, think that our mind, our energy has to be used in a proper manner. It should not be used in a destructive manner. If we will use technology in a destructive manner, it will result into destruction of the society, in the destruction of the humankind. That should not be the result of the use of technology. And that's why law has to come forward to control the technology. Though the pace is very high of the technology, but law has the power to control, law has the power to regulate, law has the power to manage also. And that's why this intersection of law and technology is very important, which each one of us must consider while using technology, because it starts from the making or manufacturing of the needle to that of the aircraft. It starts from the traveling from cycle to that of the aircraft. So there are different things. You can communicate. You are sitting here in Haldwani, you can communicate on video conferencing or video phone, the person who is sitting in US, in UK. So technology is very beneficiary, but at the same time, being human, your human rights are also very important. If we are having a right to life and birth, then technology gives you also to support this right to life, because many of the medical and technological advancements are in favor of saving our lives. Just consider the reproductive rights of the women. So many technologies have been developed for that. So we are taking the benefit of these technologies, but at the same time, if we talk about the surrogacy, then the things which we are witnessing is that not confined only to those who are not fertile, but to those who are having sufficient money, affluent family, whether it's a case of Tushar Kapoor, it's a case of Shah Rukh Khan, it's a case of the Karan Johar. So surrogacy is being misused also. So technology should not be misused. So this is the idea on which you all have to work. You should not be the slave, but take all the benefits, as I told earlier also, because this is your human right. You have to have this technology which will make your work effective, efficient, and this is the speed on which you have to go forward with the help of law. So with these words, I stop here because it's a lunch time, I suppose, and many of you must be waiting for that. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Priti ma'am. She, during her session, talked about technological divide and how the lack of infrastructural resources and technology are making a point of not realizing the true potential of the technology. And she also stressed about the problems that we can face through technology, which is bias in the systems that is coming through it, erosion of the informational privacy, and antitrust laws that are attached to it. Now, without further ado, I would like to request Professor Dr. S.D. Sharma, sir, to come forward on the stage. He's received the President Award in the Legal Research in 2017.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhimanyu. Now, the persons who are sitting on dais and off the dais, including the students. मैं विद्यार्थियों से एक प्रश्न पूछना चाहता हूं कि आप जो व्याख्यान हो रहा है उसमें इंग्लिश में कितना समझ पा रहे हैं, हाथ खड़ा करें जरा। और जो हिंदी में समझना चाहते हैं वो भी हाथ खड़ा करें। नाउ देयर इज वन प्रॉब्लम in this 21st century, that is the problem of language. And if you will see the language available in the internet, mostly it is in English. Therefore, the first question is that computer literacy. There was one era in India when some department is established known as Praud Shiksha Department. The persons who are living in rural places, the 70% population is living in the rural place. And whether they are aware about the technological advancement system in India. Second, as we have said that it is essential for lawyer, essential for doctor, essential for farmer agriculture. Very interestingly, the third one. The farmers who are working in the field, whether they are aware about this technology or they will aware in future to use the technology. Therefore, the point is related to the awareness. Unless there will not be any awareness, the use of technology shall be in the hand of the few persons. And another point of consideration in due time of the assessment in future, the resources. In India, the owner of the resources is the government. Because natural resources are vested on the government. And these are not natural resources. These are the artificial resources. Who is the owner of these resources? At present, you can see the various companies are working on it. And the young mass students, as an engineer, is developing the software. And they are selling their expertise for the purpose of the economy, which is called e-commerce. Point is that whether in future the liberalization of economy will be centered in the hand of few owners, which will be called the laissez-faire, individualism. The another issue related to the use when Anuradha Bhasin case discussed by the Supreme Court relating to the suspension of the internet in the J&K, Jammu Kashmir. Anuradha Bhasin was the student. And we are talking about the paperless system of the technology. And the Aditya rightly pointed out that there will not be any library. Cloud computing system shall be used in future. Then the question is, whenever in Manipur, in India, you have seen the suspension of internet because of disturbance, which is the part of Article 19, and government have the power to use the exceptions, to impose the restrictions. And categorically the Supreme Court has not laid down in Anuradha Bhasin, Article 21, core principles. And in various cases, Supreme Court said that except Article 21, there is no need of any other article, which talks about the life of the human being. Question of the debate. What kind of liberty shall be given to the people of the human society, not Indian society? Because the system of the internet cannot be controlled by how developed. The data is coming out. Obscenity is one of the exceptions under the Constitution. For restricting the obscenity and immoral material which is available in the internet, of course you have seen 66A under the IT Act. When Sharia single case was discussed, it has discussed by the Supreme Court. And the option material is at present is displacing and distributing for the affecting the mind of the children. Of course, Llewellyn said that law follows the society. Law is not in advance of the society. But simultaneously or similarly, there is a question of regulating. In the morning inaugural session, you have heard also from the teeth of the Honorable Justice the purpose of law, object of law and goal of law. Thus, no doubt, the young mind requires to think over these issues. Unless you will not write any research paper, the LLB students at present are writing the research paper about the boon and bane of the technology. Boon for those peoples who are expert on it. A teacher is teaching in the classroom, unable to operate the technology. Whether it is a boon for that teacher, and a shopkeeper is selling the goods, and he has no UPI QR code. As to the aspect, having the habit, he was only habit to use the UPI, and the taxi driver asked to him in Kadgodam, give the money. He said, I have the UPI. Show me your code. The taxi driver humiliated that boy and said that you cannot keep 200 rupees in your pocket. And the boy was working or studying in the computer science in Hyderabad. To balance disturbances. The first point which I have said, awareness. No one provision in both the Act or under the IT Act, various regulation and rules made in 2000, 2003, 2009 and continuously thereafter, there is no single paragraph as a section that the awareness program shall be introduced, carried out by the government, whereas, दूसरी तरफ देखिए, whereas, in the various acts are there, including the RTI and the Legal Services Authority Act. There is a paragraph in the form of this section. It shall be the duty, mandatory of the state to conduct the program for the awareness, and this discussion is within the four corners of the wall. Therefore, it is the bane for those persons who are running the business. E-commerce, when it is started as a course in university, long back, 10 years back, no one was aware. Now there is a electronic check, interestingly. And who is aware about the electronic check? Even if the expert cannot explain anything. And there is this incorporated or inserted in 2000. Various provisions has not been notified even today. Problem of notification, problem of object, problem of the outcome. Problem of feedback from the public. And one of the person, perhaps CO City, said that the benefit should be given to the society. Because law is for society, for the benefit of the society, beneficiary laws. Without having the beneficiary laws, one cannot say that this is a fruitful law. And if you will see the Jeremy Bentham, of course, because all the laws are based on the thoughts of the thinker. He says that he was the reformer of the law. In the 18th century, beginning first quarter of the 18th century, he said that greatest happiness to the greatest number. This is one of the points. My points are not related to, as a teacher of law, against any technology. My points are related to the practical aspects. Of course, this is being used by the 10%, not more than 10% people, especially in a particular country like India, where we are developing, not developed. And the 90% people who are not in position, I can say, I repeat, not in position to use this technology. Thus, one side the question of regulation, another side the use of cloud computer, use of filing and e-library. Third side, question relating to the Suprema Lex. And fourth side, there is a question in the society about the awareness. And this technology cannot be learned by those people who are not having to use the, even if the mobile phone. है ही नहीं. Whether the mobile phone is being distributed to the farmer? No. Subsidy on the seeds and other things. And use of the technology in agriculture. So how much time it will take? And perhaps the use of this system, it is for the doctor. After becoming the doctor, his habit is to write the name of the medicine, which information has been given by MR, because he is selling the tablets, injection, doctor is writing it. Doctor have no habit to use, doctors in government or in private also, use the laptop, computer, mobile phone, but on the basis of the MR, he is writing the medicine. Oh, prediction in the system, prediction. What is the system of the testing the blood and other thing in the laboratory? Prediction, what kind of the disease he is suffering, sick, the patient. And prediction under the AI says that what is the history and what is the survey of the 10 people or 20 people or 30 people like this, the same disease or same symptoms. समान उनके लक्षण मिल रहे हैं. Without the testing in pathology, AI says that prescribe the medicine. And the AI says that after 10 years, which disease will come? Again, just like the corona. Why the virus is coming from the cross border? AI. AI is doctor, AI is farmer, and AI is businessman. AI is the surrogacy, madam has pointed out, Very interestingly, one report latestly published in surrogacy, sir. अभी हाल ही में एक रिपोर्ट आई है, सैरोगेसी के जो एक्ट बना 2019 में, उसमें सेंटर स्थापित होने थे, and the 2% centers has not been established so far. सैरोगेसी के साथ 3 एक्ट और आए, रिप्रोडक्टिव एक्ट भी आया. There is no coordination in between the Surrogacy Act and other acts, and the purpose of the surrogacy was to abuse the commercialization of the surrogacy. पूरा पर्पज ही यही था, because this is written in the preamble. And you can find to issues of boon and bane, issues of merit and demerit, issues of awareness, issues of the use of technology, and the issues of running the courses, and the use of the utilization of the technology. For whom? So many things. Under the question, questions are under the question. Within the, inside the question. क्योंकि बच्चों को तो माइंड कल्टिवेट करना है, उनको तो थिंकिंग प्रोसेस पे ध्यान देना है. Whenever they will think that what is what, himself or herself, तो जो कुछ वो उपभोग अपने आप को करने के बाद पढ़ेंगे वो समझ में आ जाएगा. अंडरस्टैंडिंग प्रोसेस अंडर द एआई. एआई की टेक्निक को आप देखिए कि देयर इज बहुत परेशानी होती है. इफ यू विल सी द बुक, एक पैराग्राफ पढ़ा समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, एआई आपको बताता है, टेक्नोलॉजी आपको खुद बता रही है कि इस पैराग्राफ को आप कैसे समझेंगे. But for whom? One teacher yesterday I have seen in the taxi, he was coming up to the Katgodam, he got the RSC after the preparing of chart. Then he used immediately the YouTube. He 10 times tried to listen the detail of the RSC, then he reached in conclusion, in wrong perception, that I can go. So meaning is thereby that what kind of material is available, whether it is a government website, it is a private website, it is developed by individual, everyone is displaying the YouTube lecture. Students are just studying, all young officers are not aware. So then where is the remedy, sir? Tribunals. These remedies are available in the specialized tribunals in both the 3 laws. 3 and 4 laws are there in India. It has not been constituted so far, number 1. And there is a 1-member qualification, just like the Aditya, having the knowledge in the specialized field of that area with the law. The persons are not available in the market. Ultimately, who will become the IAS officer after the retirement? Because it is a presumption that he is expert in every field. So what justice he will provide because he was a dictator or he was a bureaucrat? So finally, if he will see the systematically, so many things, but the time is over now. Therefore, it is my suggestion to all the young mass. Please at least take the admission. आज सुबह भी मैं बताना आपको भूल गया, बच्चों को विशेष रूप से. After the 2020 new education policy, you can take 2 degrees or diploma including degrees simultaneously. Wait mat kariye. Law degree as well as the diploma course in cyber. And at least you will be aware about this legal provisions. As is, it is open for all. And another side, that you can take 2 degrees simultaneously, because liberalization of education for taking the degrees, ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है आपके लिए, लागू कर दिया है. The degree as well as your law degree. And when there will be the scope in government or in other places, this is the positive side. But I have not pointed out negative side. I have pointed out the problem, issues, challenges. Perhaps the future one of the this topic also. Challenges. Unless the challenges shall not be covered by at least a resource person. The other sessions will start in after some time. So these are the challenges. This is the proving of your seminar's topic also. Point-wise aspects are there. So thus, please, a law which has discussed about this privacy and so on, कहाँ से निकला? ये सुबह भी मैं बताना चाह रहा था. वो निकला भारत की संस्कृति से. वो केएस पुत्तास्वामी का मैटर भारत की संस्कृति से, उस संस्कृति के शब्दों को बोलते हुए अपनी वाणी को मैं विराम दूंगा. वो है, कहाँ है हमारी गरिमा, कहाँ है हमारी वास्तविकता? हम मार्केट में खड़े हैं, और ऐसे मार्केट में खड़े हैं जिस मार्केट में केवल इकोनॉमी दिखाई देती है. तो वो क्या कहता है कि आयु वित्तम ग्रह छिद्रम मत मैथुन मौसधि मानोपमानो च नवम गोप्यानि कार्यते, हितोपदेश कहता था. The point is that what are the challenges, how these challenges shall be solved in future. If it shall not be solved, then what will be the situation? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Sharma. Dr. Sharma, during his speech, was able to point towards the challenges that have been put forward by the advent of the technology, especially AI. He was able to point towards the problem that the prediction systems usually encounter in the AI and other technology systems. Quoting Llewellyn, he said, "Law follows the society," and especially pointed towards the formulation of laws and stressing towards the extension of social, political, or civil rights to the people. Thank you so much, sir. This plenary session was able to venture deep into these uncharted waters of the technology, but the question still looms. How do we reconcile the timeless principles of law with ever-evolving landscape of technology? I am hopeful that this particular session was able to incite some new ideas into your minds, and was also able to open this particular seminar towards various broader categories. I would now request various, I would now put forward towards the felicitation ceremony now. I would request Chairman Vasudev College of Law to come forward and felicitate Mr. Aditya, Advocate High Court of Uttarakhand and Supreme Court of India. Please, Chandrasekhar sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now I would request Vice Principal Vasudev College of Law, Dr. Madhvi Joshi ma'am to come forward and felicitate Priti Saxena ma'am. And in the end, I would request the convener of the seminar, Dr. Gaurav Gupta, to come forward and felicitate Dr. S.D. Sharma, sir. बस कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं, एक दो क्वेश्चंस मेरे पास उन्होंने व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू भेजे थे और कुछ क्वेश्चंस क्या कहते हैं डायरेक्ट ऑडियंस से
कोई नहीं. So, as Abhimanyu told that there are few questions which you have raised. So, what are those questions, please?
बच्चों से
हाँ, हाँ. If there is any question, please go ahead.
You are required to raise your hands at your own place. The mic will reach you, people. If there is any question from the audience side, kindly put forward your question. Please raise your hand on your place, and we'll deliver the mic to you. Yes, yes. Come forward, please. You are required to introduce yourself by the name, and then just you can ask the question.
हिंदी इंग्लिश किसी में पूछ सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. इसको माइक दो ना बच्ची को.
ये माइक उसी से आएगा, उसी से होगा. हाँ, नहीं उसी के पास है, वो वाला माइक पर.
Good afternoon, respected dignitaries. My name is Shalini Dhyani and I am from BLLB 5th semester. My question to you is that technology is diluting the boundaries, but on the other hand, law is boundary centric. So what are your views regarding this? Whether technology is diluting the boundaries, and whereas the laws is boundary centric. So how can these be dealt?
Balance can be made.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Shalini, very good question you have asked. Basically, you are right that we make the domestic laws,
Yes, ma'am.
which are to control the things. And technology, we all know, has no borders. And this jurisdictional issue is coming from very beginning for this type of the offenses or the crimes or the things which are related to technology. OECD guidelines are there, and many of the countries are the party to that. So if there is something like that, then those guidelines are proving to be successful for that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
But there cannot be any law which would be there at the international level, but these guidelines are being accepted by many of the countries.
Now you are clear. एक चीज I would like to add one thing. वो बच्ची समझ नहीं पाई अभी. जो किसी भी राष्ट्र में विधि बनती है, कानून बनता है, उसमें एक सेक्शन होता है बच्चे कि हम अपने डाटा को बाहर नहीं जाने देंगे.
Yes, sir.
आप 2023 में अभी आया है, उसमें एक सेक्शन है कि जिस आंकड़े को हम बाहर जाने देंगे, जिस डाटा को बाहर जाने देंगे, उसी को देने वही जाएगा, नहीं तो सेंसर रहेगा सामान्य शब्दों में. तो लॉ उसको रोक देता है बाउंड्री को. ऑल्दो जो हमें देख रहे हैं कि यूट्यूब में देख रहे हैं या हम वेबसाइट को खोल रहे हैं, अमेरिका के जजमेंट आज क्या आ गया, उन्होंने एक्सेस ओपन कर रखा है, वो चाहते हैं तो बंद कर सकते हैं. ये लॉ में ही लिखा रहता है. नाउ इट इज क्लियर.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Next, please. Yes, you can come forward and take the mic.
A very good afternoon, dignitaries. My name is Aditya Mishra, and I'm from BLLB 5th SEM. Ma'am, as you said that we should not be the slave of this technology and also use the benefits of this technology. So my question is, how can we use this technology ethically, and at the same time, we can safeguard the personal integrity of the individual? Thank you.
Very good question. Regarding we should not be the slave, है ना? Because we have to run with this society, so we need to use the technology, and this is up to us how we use that technology. You are a student of law, and we suppose that a law student, when completes, is potential judge in the country. You can make a difference between what is right, what is wrong. So one thing, that if you consider the thing right legally, then you go ahead for that. If you think that the things are not correct legally, you should not go for that. So make a difference between what is good, what is bad, what is legal, what is illegal, then decide what to do in that way. This is one thing. Secondly, always go for the authentic websites. If you are searching the material from the authentic websites, then there is no question that you will be involving in some other things which are not correct as per the law. So always go for the authentic websites, as Mr. Aditya told you regarding the acts which are available on the India.code. Similarly, if you want to have the judgments of the court, then Judiciary, Supreme Court of India website is there, that is available. So you have to always go for the authentic websites. It's not, there are many search engines. So these are not giving you the correct information. Information must always be correct. To go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aradhya. Next question, if any. Yes.
Good afternoon to all the dignitaries. My name is Namandeep Khatri. I am from BLLB first semester from Vasudev College of Law. I want to ask you the question. Do you really think that artificial intelligence can have a need to replace the lawyers and the judges?
Very good question, Mr. Khatri.
मैं दे देता हूँ इसको, क्योंकि
I believe that this question should also be answered by Mr. Amit, because he has a threat upon his job first.
yes,
Your question is from whom? Your question is to whom?
Sir,
होशियार बच्चा है, अच्छा लॉयर बनेगा.
I appreciate that if you answer it.
So now the question is relevant, apt, and this debate is also going on in the domain of the artificial intelligence engineers also. They are discussing this matter also. And no doubt a book also available which says about future of law, and it is written by Suskind, that is available. And in due course of time, doesn't mean in 5 years. In due course of time, if artificial intelligence will develop in future also, certainly there will not be any need of any court. Because as the one of the learned advocate pointed out, that everything will be in the cloud computer. And that shall only require to feed, to input the facts. Law is also there. The judgment will come out. Then the question will be of appeal, and lawyers also. Who will input that facts, or who will input the law? It will be converted in the hand of the legal expert. But the hearing which is going on 10 days, 5 days, and the continuously 1 month, linger on of the pronouncement of the judgment also, because if you will see the CPC, अभी first semester ही है, उसमें है कि इतने दिनों में judgment दे देना चाहिए. But a judgment which was upheld in the month of September, अभी call retire हो रहे हैं, कह दिया बाद में कि इसके लिए दूसरी बनाओ क्योंकि हम 3 एक नहीं हो रहे, दैट विल नॉट हैपन. तो मीनिंग इज देयर बाय दैट इन वन लाइन. In future, the system of the code will change. And in that system, the human power will act. Without the human being, in banking, there was a issue earlier. One of the, आदित्य ने भी इस बात कहा कि लेबर का, सुबह भी शायद कोई बात आई थी कि लेबर प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी, एम्प्लॉयमेंट हो जाएगी. बैंकिंग में ये बात आ रही थी, डर भी हो रहा था. But the increasing of the manpower and the establishing the new bank also, तो ये गली गली में हो जाएंगे कोड डिस्ट्रिक्ट में नहीं होगा, गली गली में हो जाएंगे. यही काम करेगा और बच्चे जाके माँ बाप के खिलाफ कंप्लेंट लिखाएंगे और वो यही से इंफॉर्मेशन आ जाएगी जैसे चालान हो रहा है, आपका जजमेंट ये हो गया. सुस्कंड की बहुत अच्छी किताब है. देन गो फॉर दैट, द सिस्टम विल चेंज, मैन पावर विल वर्क एंड द इंक्रीजिंग ऑफ द रेमेडीज एंड द forums will increase in future. ये उसने पहले ही लिख दिया है. And that will happen. But in another way. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
अभी कोई कमी है तो पूछ ले मैडम से.
नहीं. Thank you.
Another question?
बच्चों को अच्छा लगा. मैडम ये आप ही से क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं बच्चे. Address to the expert also, from whom you want to clarify your question.
Good afternoon, dignitaries. My name is Mohammad Harun. I am a student of BLB 9th semester. So my question is to Priti ma'am. How do we counter the problem of biasness in law?
Biasness in algorithm.
Okay.
Biasness in AI basically.
Yeah, there are few books which have been written by, or articles which have been written by the foreign authors, and I have gone through those writers where the results which are coming, because as I told you, whatever is being feeded, that is through the human being, and they are giving the input. On that basis, the results are coming. So there was one example of one of the articles which I have gone through way back, and the clear example was that regarding if a person belongs to this religion or that religion, then the results are bound to be different. Similarly, it's not the case only of the religion, it's a case of the male and female also. In many of the companies, when the CVs are being put through the AI, then it just take the cases of the male and the females are discarded for that. They are not given the opportunity. So this type of the biasness is available. It is not confined only to the religion. It is further expanded on the basis of the gender also. So these type of the things are there. Because in a country which is plural, we all know different religions are there, the things are there, and the biasness is bound to be there to some extent. Though we have the constitution also which speaks of the equality, but at that time classification and everything is coming up. So there is a great thing on the basis of which human being is the person who is giving the data, who is putting all these things. So if the data is being fed by the human being, then naturally what is coming to his mind or her mind, that is the result of the AI only.
But normally there will be one control mechanism also.
There may be, but it is
There
not now.
chances are there, control mechanism will also be there, because the object and goal of the law is the fairness, just, fair and reasonable, and equitable also. Where there is no law, then only equitable aspect will apply. Otherwise, if there is a written law, and that should be so and so. So mechanism will also be there, and that mechanism will restrict the biasness of the person who has inputted or given the data, no doubt. Because the spirit of law shall be taken into the consideration. Otherwise, what will happen after getting the judgment in the society? The society will revolve it and raise the question, raise the issue. Agitations will also be there. So therefore, so far my opinion is concerned, regulatory mechanism shall also be developed, so that these data will restrict by the cloud computer.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Harun. We should be like, okay.
Do you want to say something?
Okay, Lisa, come forward, please.
बस आ जाओ आगे आ जाओ एक बच्ची और है आ जाओ आगे इसके पीछे लग जाओ एनी मोर
Any other person?
तीन है आ जाओ लाइन में और बस लास्ट
We'll be closing the session.
ये जो प्रश्न पूछ रहे हैं बच्चे ये आपके ही प्रश्न माने जाएंगे क्योंकि आपके दिमाग में भी यही प्रश्न है ये भी पूछ रहे हैं तो ये कंट्रीब्यूटरी क्या है आपका पार्टिसिपेशन है पार्टिसिपेटरी डिबेट है आप लोगों की ठीक है तो वो आप लोगों ने ही पूछा हम ये मान लेंगे तो टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करो
A very good afternoon to all the dignitaries. My question is to Sir, as Sir mentioned, that in the Anuradha Hassan case relating to the internet suspension in Jammu and Kashmir. So, Sir, what could be the probable remedies in times like these? Since you also mentioned that we are moving towards the paperless learning, and what should be the government's approach towards this?
Okay, at the time of emergency means whatever situation is there for maintaining law and order. The exception clause is there and for certain period, not for long period. 24 hours, 2 hours. As per the use of internet, if in future the total will depend on the internet, then this will reduce in case of the that emergency also, which is the tool in the hand of the administration. So therefore in future, you have asked that, sir, what shall be the remedy if internet shall be suspended? It shall be suspended for a time being only. Time being means hours. It will be reduced.
Will it be included in the fundamental rights?
Yes, it has been indirectly at present included by the Supreme Court as a part of the fundamental right under Article 19 as well as 21 also. So therefore, right to speak and all these things, it has been included indirectly. Okay, but the categorical observation is not there.
Thank you, sir.
There is one case of Kerala High Court, Fahima Shireen, where it is declared as a fundamental right to education under education 21A. That right to internet is a fundamental right under Article 21A. However, in Anuradha Bhasin, it is said that this right to internet is protected under 19(1)A and 21. This is the difference. Then go for media professional also. That is another case decided by the Supreme Court of India. Okay. And Manohar Lal Sharma also, Pegasus case. These are all related to internet.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is that we all know that in today's era, the cyber crime is increasing day by day, and in the morning also our Superintendent of Police Harbans Singh said that the people are hacking the Facebook and other social media app and they are demanding for money. And even I have seen that in some of my close ones that their accounts have been hacked and some of the money has been transferred. So ma'am, my simple question is that, yes, we are a lawyer, but still I want to also want to ask, but yes, also for my mother also who is a housewife, it also already has happened in her in the past that her account has been hacked by some of the person when she went to the bank. So ma'am, the simple question I want to ask that if a cybercrime has...
The thing is that persistently one has to be for that, because 1930 as the deputy COCT has told that you have to first inform on that number and then they will start working on that investigation and everything. But a prior, or we can say precaution, is very important. When the things happen, then this is 1930. But before that or prior to that, a precaution is very important. Regarding many of times the phone call will be there and they will ask that your ATM card, your debit card or your credit card that is going to expire, give me your number. And I'm talking from a particular bank. So never give your number, never give any OTP to outsider. If it's a case of the Facebook or something like that, then always change your password very frequently. So every time we say that don't put your password which is your birth date or which is something which can be guessed by some other person. So we have to be very, very aware about that. And secondly, the settings must be like that. It should not be a public setting, but it should be within your friends. So we can save ourselves for that. Yesterday only when I was at airport, I was just going through the newspaper, I have said that there is a new crime that is known as the cyber arrest. The video call has come to a lady and then was said that your Aadhaar card number is such and you have, from your Aadhaar card, this much things have been done, and now there is a penalty on you, and you will be you have to give rupees 11 lakhs for that. And they will continue to talk the person. They were in the arrest at that time, cyber arrest. And in between, they will be asking many of the bank accounts numbers and this and that, OTP, everything. And within that, 11 lakh rupees have been taken by those in that cyber arrest case. So this is happening. We are not to confine with the physical arrest, but the cyber arrest there, sextortion is there, morphing and everything we all know. These are the things which are running up in the cyber space. So this cyber crime is very thing for which we have to be very, very aware. We have to be aware of that. We have to take precaution for that. Law is there. IPC is amended. IT Act is there for which we can have the remedy. But precaution is better than everything. So take the precaution.
मेरे दिमाग में एक चीज़ आ रही है जो आपने पूछा. आपने कहा मेरी मम्मी और ये सब नहीं जानती हैं, ये कर लो वो कर लो. इसमें एक एडवांस डेवलपमेंट मेरे दिमाग में आ रहा है. वो डेवलपमेंट मैं आपको बता दूं. ऐसा होगा भविष्य में जब ये केस बहुत बढ़ने लगेंगे तो इसमें भी रेस्ट्रिक्शन हो जाएगा. किस बात का? कि जिसके अकाउंट को वेरीफाई कर लिया और उसके अकाउंट से उस टाइम पे जब वो कंप्लेंट आई है एक अमाउंट निकल गया. और ये हो जाएगा कि वो ऐसा साइबर डेवलपमेंट चाहिए कि नाम आ जाए. एक चीज. दूसरा ऐसा हो जाएगा कि वो जैसे एक चेक देते हैं, दिल्ली से वेरीफाई होता है और 24 घंटे में हमारे अकाउंट में आ जाता है. तो ये डेवलपमेंट जब वेरीफाई हो जाएगा, यहां पर डेवलप करने की जरूरत है ऐसा सॉफ्टवेयर. वो सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप हो जाएगा तो वास्तव में इतने बजे गए हैं, इसी को गए हैं, ये हो जाएगा जो आप मम्मी से संबंधित समस्या पूछ रही हैं. थैंक यू.
ओके.
थैंक यू मैम.
होगा 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 होगा. हम तो बच्चे हैं, हम पढ़ रहे हैं, तो इन फ्यूचर.
थैंक यू सर.
हाँ, ये आईसीआई बैंक प्राइवेट बैंक है, हो जाएगा. वो कॉल करके आपसे पूछते हैं कि क्या ये आपने ट्रांसफर किया कि नहीं किया. हो जाएगा और बहुत जल्दी होगा बच्चे, क्योंकि केस बढ़ रहे हैं. और रेमेडी तभी आती है जब केस बढ़ते हैं. और ये सॉफ्टवेयर 2 मिनट का काम है बच्चों को जो काम कर रहे हैं डेवलप करने का. बशर्ते बैंक के एक आरबीआई की रेगुलेशन है, उसमें संशोधन हो जाएगा तो ये हो जाएगा. एम आई राइट?
थैंक यू सर.
वो समस्या थी ना उस बच्ची की कि मेरी मम्मी क्या करे.
One of my friends faced the same problem. His servers were
ये
hacked
बच्चा
by
बहुत
outside
बहुत
India.
हाँ, ये बच्चा बहुत आ रहा है. एडवांस आइडियोलॉजी रखो, एडवांस, बिकॉज वी आर द स्टूडेंट ऑफ लॉ. ये जो हो रहा है वो तो हो ही रहा है, वो तो देख ही रहे हैं. यस प्लीज, ये बात पूछना चाह रहा है. पूछिए लास्ट क्वेश्चन.
Sir, first of all, good afternoon and welcome to all the official dignitaries. Sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, basically my question was, one of the major concern with the AI is regarding the accountability and the other is algorithm bias.
हाँ,
Yes, sir.
ये सर का है, मैं उनको दे
Yes,
रहा हूँ.
sir.
ये सर का है expert.
Yes, sir. So, sir, shall I repeat? Like, one of the major concern with the AI is the accountability issue or the algorithm bias. Yes, sir. But sir, like one of my mentors just told me, like algorithm is just the manifestation of the coder. Like what the coder thinks, he thinks like what the program should work like. He basically does the code according to that. So sir, if the coder has the bias in his mind, so do you really think that artificial intelligence has the potential to cause algorithm bias, or does it just reflect the bias of the coder? Sir, what are your views on this?
You're asking this question as a regular person or in terms of a lawyer? You tell me that first.
Sir, both. Sir, can you please?
See, for a regular person, see, ultimately, the bias of the coder will always be there because the artificial intelligence is going to follow the code that it operates on. But so far as if you're asking this question as a lawyer, then as a lawyer you deal with human problems, right?
Yes,
human problems cannot be coded. They're varied, right? Like 2 murder cases are not the same, 2 matrimonial cases are not the same, and 2 civil suits will never be the same. They involve different people having different problems, different causes of actions. So far as protecting yourself with that bias of artificial intelligence is concerned. For that, you have to be smart enough to use the technology only to the extent that you require to use it. After that, as I said, no, if you use it beyond an extent, then you become a slave of this technology. Then the technology drives you. It should be your brain driving the technology. So
This includes predictive policing. Delhi police has recently used CMAP system for predicting crime in regard to sexual harassment, rape cases. And in the similar way, USA, there are many RTM-like technologies or Plenary, they are also using the same thing to predict a crime and basically also the criminal who will be performing that crime. So when you said, you just mentioned that we need to regulate where we are using or in what sector we are using technology. Do you think using technology in systems like policing, where our choices to our liberty to other things will be like on the line all the times, do you think we should be going ahead with this thing, or we should be rather focusing on a legal framework to at least address these problems first?
see, there cannot be any predictive policing, and on this there is a movie. Tom Cruise acted in it, I remember, right? And it failed miserably even in the movie. I think it cannot succeed in the real life if it could not succeed in the movie. I can only answer it like that because there is nothing known as predictive policing.
Thank you, sir.
Drone is being used for. No. The answer has already been given by him, and you must be. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Any question? And we should end the session, I believe. There is a small thing. I'll ask the students to wait at their seats. There is a surprise for you people as well. And with this particular plenary session, we also find this opportunity to launch our journal. Vasudev College of Law is finally introducing a journal, and it's an inaugural journal. We are launching the page for it, and we have drafted an advisory committee for it, and your contributions in this seminar will be counted among it. So without further ado, I would request the dignitaries on the stage as well as chairman. The chairman of the journal is Professor K.C. Joshi. It is done under the membership of Professor Priti Saxena and Professor S.D. Sharma sir. The editor-in-chief is Dr. Chandrasekhar Joshi, Chairman Vasudev College of Law. Associate editor Mr. Gaurav Joshi. Managing editor Dr. Gaurav Gupta. And the editorial advisory board is compiled of Dr. Madhvi Joshi, Mr. Abhimanyu Gandhi, Dr. Nidhi Kantpal and Mr. Kapil Nanwal. Thank you so much. The online technical session will begin in half an hour. You guys are requested to go forward for the lunch. Exit from behind the room. The exit on your right is free. Thank you so much.